What's going on, everybody? You get the Raging Rob here. What happened yesterday in Minneapolis, Minnesota? Was it yesterday or the day before? Today's Sunday, right? I think it was yesterday. But anyway, yeah, it was yesterday. Against Jake Lang was disgusting. Jake Lang, a J6er who had his life turned upside down. I'm not a J6er. I was in Atlanta, Georgia that day, helping the 3%ers and the Boogaloo Boys out with the rally in Atlanta, Georgia that day. Anyway, but I know a lot of J6ers, and they had their lives turned upside down due to the actions of a fraudulent election and the police firing tear gas at the crowd. Jake Lang spent 3 years in prison on unjust charges until he was released by President Trump's pardons. Jake Lang, a Christian man, a freedom fighter, a patriot, American first patriot, recently went to Dearborn where he was punched in the face, attacked, and recently went to Texas. Not as brutal, but Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday was brutal. He was brutally attacked for exercising his First Amendment rights as a Christian patriot man. I don't know the severity of his injuries. He had a head injury. I don't know the severity of it. His fiance said he was okay, but he should get that checked out. He had like a gash in the back of his head. Somebody hit him in the head with a wooden something, a flagpole or something. I don't know exactly what he said. But anyway, Jake Lang came to Minneapolis with peace, for peaceful purposes, and he was met with violence. The violence in Minneapolis, Minnesota is out of control. I'm calling for a federal investigation into the attackers of Jake Lang, a candidate for U.S. Senate in the state of Florida. Hey, kitty, kitty. Look at this little cat right here in this truck. I love cats. So, there's lots of video evidence that I'll probably be sharing in the future to identify the attackers. I'm calling for a federal investigation, hate crime charges, because he's a Christian. He was attacked for his religion, which is a hate crime. So I'm calling for federal hate crime charges against whoever attacked Jake Lang in Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday. Federal hate crime charges. I'm also calling for charges for attempted carjacking of the person that tried to drag him out of the car. So I'm calling on Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Jacob Frey to do their jobs and investigate these illegal actions that happened yesterday, these terrorist actions. Identify these terrorists that attacked a Christian man in Minneapolis, Minnesota yesterday, brutally, and file charges against them and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. Okay? We need law and order in Minneapolis. Donald Trump, send in the military. Donald Trump, send in the Marines to Minneapolis, Minnesota with shoot-to-kill orders. We got to get Minneapolis under control. You riot, you better know Jesus Christ. Just like they did in L.A. They brought in the military. The Koreans had to take the law into their own hands, protecting their stores in L.A. during the L.A. riots. I'm calling on business owners in Minneapolis. You might have to take the law into your own hands. Minneapolis has fallen. Minneapolis has fallen to insurgents. The insurgency in Minneapolis is out of control. Minneapolis has fallen to Antifa insurgents. I'm calling on the mayor, the governor, the Minnesota Republican Party, the Minnesota Democratic Party, the Minnesota Libertarian Party, the Minnesota Green Party, and the Minnesota Independent Party, and the Minnesota FBI field office in Minneapolis to do something. We cannot allow Christians to be attacked in the streets of the United States of America. We have to protect democracy. We have to protect our republic. Democracy was attacked yesterday in the streets of Minneapolis. We cannot allow that to happen. People have the right to express their freedom of speech in this country. We were founded on freedom and liberty to express ideas, even if you disagree with it. What happened in Minneapolis yesterday was terrorism. Anyway, I'm Raging Rob. I'm calling for a full investigation on the attack of Jake Lang yesterday in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is Raging Rob. God bless America. God bless Minnesota. And God bless Minneapolis.